Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Confessions of a Working Mom podcast. Today is another slightly different format. It is a solo episode. I do not have a guest today. And it's also different because I had recorded something to share with you, but I listened to it and decided that I just had other thoughts on my mind that I wanted to share, thoughts that were coming up for me. So I really just want to follow my intuition on this one, which is sort of like the biggest topic that I'm going to be talking about on this episode. So I know in the past couple of months, I have sort of had different ads going about some courses and programs that I'm going to be offering, but I sort of kind of put them out there really quickly without tapping into truly what my audience wanted and what direction I was being guided in my own intuition. So I really I want to take a step back and sort of truly develop those programs before releasing them. So that's part of what I wanted to talk about in this episode. But let's start with intuition. So I will just start by telling you the story of how I arrived at a deeper spiritual place within my life over the past 10 months. So at the end of last year, I really started thinking a ton through the direction I wanted my business to go in since I had walked away from my corporate job in September of 2020, which it's been a whole year. And I can't believe that it's been a whole year since that happened. But in thinking through that, I really started to just seek further guidance in my life because I felt like in the past I just sort of operated from a place of fear. And I would make decisions based on whether I seen other people being successful with those paths that they had chosen for their lives and their careers. And it didn't feel aligned. It didn't feel like it was truly coming from me. It didn't feel like it was the direction my life was supposed to be going in. So I suppose it was sort of a comparison trap in that I looked at other successful women and was trying to replicate that in my life, but that's really not the right way to come to your own terms of success, as I discovered, because everybody has a different path to follow in their life. And so once I sort of guided my direction and focused in on I truly needed to be following my own intuition on this, miracles started happening. I started getting super aligned with the message that I'm trying to share with moms and my audience. And I started working with an intuitive coach, an intuitive business coach to help me guide my inner thoughts and guide my intuition. So she helps me come up with my own intuitive guidance, but she nudges me along. So that's really what has helped me get to this point. And it also made me realize I was trying to do too many things at once. I was half launching programs, half launching a course, working on this podcast, and then starting to write a book. So it was way too many things happening. I had to take a step back and really dig deep within myself to understand what I had to work on and put forth first. So in doing that, I came to the realization I really need to work on this book, getting this book out into the world. So that is what I'm focusing on right now. And I am going to be putting the other course and membership on the back burner. If you've heard the ad for those, or if you've seen the posts on social media, you can still hop on the wait list, but they won't be available until 2022. So, and both of them will be, so it's going to be a reimagining of the plan that I had. And that is being guided through my inner guidance and my intuition, and also from the universe telling me I need to be more patient, which is something I've struggled with through my whole entire life. So in sort of realizing this, I need to be more patient and trust the timing that things are going to work out as they're meant to work out. And so in realizing that, I am taking a step back and just going to be working slowly on the book and figuring out the path forward with the membership for working moms, which is still totally in the plans, but will be delayed until 2022. So with this episode, I really am just trying to be true and raw to myself, let you know some of my inner thoughts and what I'm feeling. So I want to share with you a story from my upbringing, from my childhood. This is very vulnerable for me. I usually don't share too much about my childhood on this platform, but it came up today when I was thinking about some topics and themes I was writing for my book. So as a child, I was raised Catholic. I went to a Catholic grade school for kindergarten through 8th grade. And so throughout grade school, I think starting at about 2nd grade, we would go to Mass once a week, I believe. And after you had made your first confession, you were required to go to the priest about once a week and go into the confessional in the Catholic Church and confess your sins to the priest. So at around the time I was about 13, I remember walking into school that day and I just had like this knot in my stomach because I truly did not want to confess anything to this priest. I was like, I don't want to talk to somebody about my deepest and darkest things. I don't really feel like I have that much to confess. I don't think I did anything wrong. Like I didn't kill anybody. I didn't I didn't like have a catastrophe happen. Like I was just kind of conflicted and confused about what I was supposed to be like confessing to this priest in the confessional. So I walk into Mass that day and they start lining us up to go to confession. And I tell my teacher, I'm not going to confession today. And she kind of had this look on her face like, are you kidding me? No, yes, you are. You're supposed to go to confession. And I just say, no, I'm not going today. I don't want to. I don't feel like I have to. I don't want to tell my inner thoughts to this priest. I don't feel any connection with him. I don't want to do it. And then I just walked away and went and sat back down in my pew in the Catholic church. She had a very startled look on her face. Other kids kind of looked like, oh my gosh, what did she just do? Did she just tell the teacher no, that she's not going to confession? Yeah, so I just went and sat back down, and they did not force me to go in, and I never went to confession again in my entire life since then, and actually also stopped going to the Catholic Church, but that's a whole nother story. But I think the point of the story is that even at the age of 13, I had something call out to me in my intuition telling me, this is not aligned with me. I don't want to be doing this. I really don't feel like I'm connected to this process, and so I'm not doing it. And that is something powerful because it is something that comes from deep within you. And it's something that's calling out to you saying, there's a different path for my life. There is a different way for me to be spiritual, for me to do things in my life. So this realization, and for some reason, this story had just come back up to me while I was writing the book. And it really hits home because it was the first time as a young girl that I really took ownership of my intuition and went with it. So I hope it just gives you some things to think through. Can you sort of remember a time in your life where you had a deep, deep feeling of intuition in your gut and you took action on it? And how did it go for you? Or maybe you did it more recently, like, my walking away from my corporate job was another deep feeling of intuition I had. I was just miserable. I was so burnt out, so stressed out every day that I went to that job, and I just could not get myself out of it. And there was something calling to me, telling me, you have a bigger purpose than this. You need to take a step back and figure out what that is, but you can't do it while you're here. So sometimes these callings of intuition, they come to us and we sort of sometimes ignore them because they don't maybe align with the reasoning of what we've been taught growing up, or they don't align with the reasoning of what we are taught is our career path in our corporate jobs. So these voices of intuition that come in our heads sometimes can get ignored, and the more they get ignored, I believe the more stressed out, burnt out, depressed we get as a person because we're not listening to our inner calling. So really what I just want you to take out of this episode today is, if you have something that is calling to you, if you can sit down and meditate for 5 minutes a day and just see what comes up, journal about what comes up, and typically if you do this every day, your intuitive pieces are going to come to the surface, and you're going to gain more understanding and knowledge about what you truly should be doing and what you're being guided towards in your life as your purpose. So in saying that, you'll be hearing a lot more content related to following your intuition as a working mom, to sort of being more in tune with what your mind and body is telling you. If you are having physical pain manifest in your body because of so much stress and so much negative energy in your life, and that's manifesting as pain in your body, that you're body is telling you something. And so really, I just want to bring all of those strategies and tips to you that I've learned. And we're still going to have, very enlightening interviews with other moms that are helping, sort of helping us realize different areas of our lives that we need to grow in, or they maybe went through a story or a hard time in their life and they have a lesson that came out of it. So we're still going to be sharing all of those things with you. It is going to just be taking a direction in more towards leaning into your intuition, following what your body's really telling you so you can set up your working mom life, your working mom weeks, with more intentionality and with more purpose behind what you're doing. So eventually the plan is to create a membership that will also help you do this. But like I said, that's on delay until 2022 so I can get things sorted, work on my book, because that's what I've discovered is a huge part of my purpose is writing this book. So with that being said, I did want to let you know that there is a way to work with me. So this is another sort of offering that I'm putting out there while I'm writing the book. But so what I'm offering is a sort of a consulting call with me, and it would be on a day of your choosing. You would pick from my calendar. This call would be for any new moms that are new in business, moms that are new in building a side hustle or that want to build an online business, and you hop on this call with me. We talk about your goals, what you're really looking to do and what you're looking to build. And then we get off that call and I come up with a business strategy and marketing strategy for you so that you can take the next step and you're more clear on what you need to do to take the next step to start that business or side hustle or to start marketing it. So really it's a unique plan that is based off of our one-to-one session, and that will be led by your intuition and by what is truly calling to you in your life. So that's why I really love to hop on that initial call, and then I get off that call and come up with a unique plan just for you so you can get started with your roadmap to build your unique business. But this all starts with a one-to-one connection and me listening to deeply what you're telling me, what's coming up for you. And so this is a unique plan. It's not a repeatable template that I'm giving you. It's going to be totally unique to you and your life and what you're being guided to do in your life. So if you're interested in setting up one of these sessions with me, you can go to theworkingmomcollective.com/strategy and you'll be able to sign up for one of these sessions. And if you know of any, if you have a friend, if you have a mom friend or someone that really could use extra guidance in getting set up online, this would be perfect for them as well. So please share this link with them. And I just really look forward to getting to know you on a personal level and help you dig out your deep intuition and your what you're being guided to do and help you come up with a unique strategy for only what you can do in this world. So again, you can go to theworkingmomcollective.com/strategy. And I'll also put a link to this in the show notes, as well as a link to the website in the show notes. So it'll be super simple for you to go click on that and sign up for the initial call, and then we can go from there. So thank you so much for continuing to listen to the Confessions of a Working Mom podcast. I hope you enjoyed my confession about my childhood Catholic confessions today. So that was a really appropriate topic, I just realized, for the title of this show. My confession about refusing to go to confession. So there you go. So I really hope that you are enjoying the show. I would ask if you have a takeaway that you got out of this episode, could you please share it on Instagram and tag me at the Working Mom Collective. I really would love to hear from you on Instagram. And also, if you had a few minutes and can go rate and review the Confessions of a Working Mom podcast on Apple, that would be wonderful as well. So thank you so much. I look forward to continuing to bring you content that resonates. So if you are looking for a specific topic or have a question for me, please just feel free to reach out to me, Kelly at theworkingmomcollective.com. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful Monday and a wonderful week. And I will be back on here next time with my next tip. So have a great week, everyone.